Hello and happy first day of school. Welcome to AP Calculus BC. My name is Mrs. Kramer and I will be your calculus teacher this year. This will be my 5th year teaching this course. I love teaching this course. I think it's a lot of fun and I really enjoy the students that take this course. You've probably noticed that I am not there. That's because I just had a baby. And so I'm going to talk about what that's going to look like for you for the first part of this year. I'm also going to talk about some upcoming deadlines and some things that you can expect out of this class. The first thing I want to make really clear is that this is AP Calculus BC. This is the second year calculus course, meaning Calc AB is a prerequisite. You must have successfully completed AP Calculus AB before beginning this class, okay? So if you have not yet taken AP Calculus AB, then you need to see your guidance counselor as soon as possible and get that switch made, okay? If you need help with this, I'm going to tell you to go talk to Miss Fuller. She's right next door in room 537. And she'll help you get that taken care of, okay? So again, everybody in this class needs to have successfully completed AP Calculus AB last year, either with Miss Fuller or Mr. Knust, or maybe you're coming from a different school, that's fine, but everybody needs to have taken that first year course. It's okay if you didn't pass the AP exam. If you completely bombed it and you had no clue what you were doing, well, then this year is going to be very, very challenging. But as long as you successfully completed the class itself, then you are allowed to take this class. All right, so a few things about me. This is my 7th year teaching at Freedom High School. In addition to Calc BC, I also teach AP Statistics. Maybe I have you for that as well. I'm also the sponsor for Mu Alpha Theta, which is the National Mathematics Honor Society. Anybody in this class is more than qualified to join. It's actually a really great organization. It's a nice opportunity to earn community service by tutoring your peers. If you're interested, you can see Ms. Zufli in room 538. She's going to be my co-sponsor this year, and she can get you an application and get you more information. So please go see her if you're interested. Maybe grab a few applications, bring some back for your friends. I highly recommend that you consider doing this. Usually we have a lot of strong Calc BC participation in Mu Alpha Theta, and I'd like to continue that this year. Just a little bit of get to know you stuff. I do have a daughter. Her name is Haley. Here she is. She's adorable and funny and kind of weird, but that's great. I also have a cat named Sebastian. He is big and fat, and you will probably hear him meowing throughout some of these videos this year because he does not like when I'm not paying attention to him. By now, I also have a son. I don't know his name yet because I'm recording this video in the middle of the summer, and as I'm recording, he has not yet been born. However, by the time you're watching this video, as long as everything goes according to plan, he will have been born. So I'll try and put a little update on here and let you know how we're all doing once that happens. So I am going to be on maternity leave for the duration of the first 9 weeks. I will be back when the second 9 weeks begins. So you're probably wondering, how am I supposed to learn calculus when my calculus teacher is gone for the first 9 weeks of the year? Don't worry, you're going to be fine. I have made videos, okay, for the entire duration of my maternity leave. Every day in class when I would have been teaching you a lesson, you're going to watch a video that I made that teaches you that content. I get that it's not perfect. I get that you can't raise your hand and ask me a question. However, it really is a pretty good setup. Just as a warning, some of the videos are ones that I created for my maternity leave when I was out with my daughter. So they may have inaccurate dates or something like that. I went through and watched all of the older videos that I was using and either corrected the dates or wrote a note on the website that corrects the dates. And also your substitute teacher has all of those corrected dates. So if anything in any of the videos, especially the ones towards the end, seems off, just ask for clarification and see if those dates are correct and see if that information is correct. And it shouldn't really affect anything, but where I had the chance to reuse videos that I had previously made, I took that chance because these are very time consuming. You have access to these videos. You're not going to be responsible for watching them outside of class. They're going to be played during class. However, they are hosted on a website that you do have access to. So I'd like you to actually write this down. It should also be on a sign at the front of the room. This is the Google site that I use to host all of the videos that I created. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. Please take advantage of this. If you're absent, there are no excuses. You can still watch the same video that everybody watched in class. If you don't get a lesson, watch it again. If you're studying for the test, rewatch videos, okay? Please take advantage of the fact that you have access to this website and all of the videos. Also, I want you to look at this first red bullet point. It says, feel guilty if you're not doing everything possible to succeed. I mean this, okay, guys? I have put a lot of work into trying to make sure that you are as well equipped as possible to be successful in this class in my absence, okay? I have spent a ton of time this summer, and I will be spending a ton of time during my maternity leave, none of which I have to do, okay? I'm doing this because I care about you as students, and I want to make sure you're successful. So you need to think about how much work I'm putting in, even though I don't have to, and you should be working at least twice that hard, okay, to make sure that you are successful. I didn't mention it before, but in addition to these videos, I will be grading your quizzes and tests, okay, and returning those in a way that you'll get some timely feedback. I don't have to do that. That is not a responsibility of mine while I'm on leave, but I'm doing it anyway because I think it's valuable for you, and I think that you need that feedback. So again, I'm probably going to say it a few times, feel really guilty if you're slacking in this class because I've worked very, very hard to set you up for success. Okay. Last bullet point, I need to warn you that I am not reviewing AB material in this class. We're not just going to spend the first 9 weeks reviewing all the AB stuff and then just start the BC stuff when I get back. I don't think that's an effective way of approaching this course. I will certainly review topics as they are relevant, but I am assuming that you are coming into this class with a thorough understanding of Calc AB. You need to be prepared. Another reason for this is that the AP exam for Calc BC is cumulative, meaning it contains both AB and BC topics. In fact, 60% of the exam consists of AB topics, and hopefully you can do this math. Only 40% of the exam consists of the BC topics that you're going to learn this year, okay? So the AB stuff is really, really important. We're still not going to spend the first part of the year reviewing it. We'll review it more at the end of the year as we're gearing up for the AP exam, because then it'll stick in your mind a little bit better. But like I said, I am assuming that you have a pretty thorough knowledge of calculus coming into this class. One of the first things I need you to do is join our Edmodo group. Here is the join code R7745C. On Edmodo, I'll be posting a link to our calendar. I'll be posting due dates, reminders. That'll probably be the primary way that I communicate with you. Your syllabus is also available on Edmodo. You may be receiving a paper copy today as well. I'm not actually sure how that works with us going digital, but at the very least, the syllabus is available on Edmodo. I've actually already posted it there. Another thing I need you to do is complete a parent-student information form. That just gives me contact information, anything I need to know about you as a human being. Please sit down with your parent or guardian and fill that out. It's due this Friday, okay, and can be reached here at this address, or I have that posted on Edmodo as well as the Google site website as well. So there are a few different ways that you can access that information form. I'll show you what the Google site looks like in just a second. I know that you all have laptops this year, and those are great, and we will use them extensively when I come back. However, I did not have the capability of planning for their use while I'm out. And so for now, let's just say that your laptops can be used for note taking. But if you're using them for anything else other than that, I'm going to ask that you just put them away, okay? You can really just do paper and pencil notes in this class, and I think that's going to be sufficient. If you really like to use the laptop for note taking, that's fine, but I actually don't think that's going to work out great for you in a math class with all of the integral symbols and things like that. So I'm actually going to ask that unless we're using them for some specific activity, just keep the laptops put away for now, and we'll use them more effectively when I return. Another reminder, your summer assignment is due tomorrow, okay? So that does need to be turned in either today or tomorrow to the substitute teacher, please. And then I'll get working on grading those as soon as I receive them. You know this from Calc AB, but a graphing calculator is 100% necessary in this class. Probably you'll be able to use whichever one you used last year. Needs to be a TI 83 or 84, a TI 89, or a TI Inspire. The Inspire, if you used it last year, then by all means continue using it. I say use the Inspire at your own risk because I don't really know how to use the Inspire. We're not actually going to learn any new calculator skills this year. So the calculator skills that you learned last year in AB with Ms. Fuller or Mr. Knust are going to be the same calculator skills that you're tested on with the AP exam this year. So finding intersections and zeros, being able to evaluate a derivative at a point, and being able to perform a definite integral. Those are pretty much the only calculator skills you're going to need in this class. Later in the year, we're going to cover polar equations, parametric equations, and we're going to do some calculator stuff there, but the vast majority of calculator skills that you need for the AP exam this year are the same calculator skills that you needed last year. If you cannot afford a graphing calculator, okay, take care of this soon. Usually it's me that checks out the graphing calculators, but since I'm not there, Ms. Fuller is kindly taking care of this for me. You can see her in room 537 before or after school. Please do not go during the class change. That is a terrible idea. And you'll need your student ID because you have to check it out like a library book. And do please get those soon because we're going to start using them this week, really. If at any point you need help in this class, you can see Ms. Zufli in room 538 about mu alpha theta. She'll let you know more details about how the tutoring works on Tuesdays and Thursdays for mu alpha theta, or just listen to the announcements. Content-wise, if you need help, I would recommend that you go see Ms. Fuller in room 537. See how convenient we've made this for you? We're all in the same hallway. It works out really well. So content-wise, if you need help, see Ms. Fuller. If you want to seek a tutoring opportunity, see Ms. Zufli, and she'll let you know what's going on with mu alpha theta. I want to briefly talk about my homework policy. Those of you who've had me before for AP Stats, it's the same. All of your homework for a chapter is due on the day of the test. Okay, so I do not check homework daily. I go over it daily, but I do not check it daily. You're going to turn it all in on the day of the test, stapled together in the order that it's assigned. I need it labeled. This is homework assignment number 1. Here are the problems. This is homework assignment 2. Here are the problems. For the most part, I grade it based on completion, but I do occasionally spot check certain problems. Do not wait until the last day to do your homework. It's a terrible idea. I would venture to say that it's an even more terrible idea in this class than it is in AP Stats because in this class we're learning different discrete skills. And then if you're not actually practicing them at all until the day before the test, you're not going to remember them well enough and you're going to get really, really stuck. We also spend some class time talking about homework problems, and that is wasted if you didn't do the homework. So please do the homework as it's assigned, but it will not be turned in until the day of the test. On test and quiz days, I ask that you put your backpacks at the front of the room, please. Just so that you're not even tempted to reach in and get anything out of your backpack. I grade quizzes on a point scale. So, maybe a quiz will be out of 20 points or 30 points, and I take off 1 point per mistake. But just like the Calc AB teachers, I grade my tests on an AP scale. Now, I believe their scale was 1 through 5. I actually do a scale of 0 through 5. So if a student really doesn't even meet a minimum cutoff for what I think a 1 is deserving, you actually get a 0. So a 0 translates into a 50 in the grade book. A 1 is a 60, a 2 is a 70, and so on. And then a 5 is 100. In this class, 70% of your grade comes from tests, 20% comes from quizzes, and 10% comes from homework. You will need to rely on each other in this class. You will need to ask each other questions. You will need to seek help, okay? It's hard when you don't have your calculus teacher there with you. I get that, okay? So that means you need to be willing to ask for help. In class, while the videos are playing, if there's a point where I clearly didn't leave enough time for you to write down a formula or something, raise your hand and ask for the video to be paused. Okay, that's all right. In fact, that's how I intend for this to go. If you guys want, you can assign one of your classmates to be the one at the computer that pauses the video whenever you need time to stop and write. I think that's a great idea. In class, you need to pay attention to the videos. You may need to watch them again outside of class. If a video ends early, start your homework. And as I said already, you need to feel guilty if you're not doing everything that you possibly can to succeed. All right, I want to open up what the Google site looks like. You just have this home screen. It may look a little different by now. I may have added some stuff. I do have your Edmodo join code right here. Right beneath the home page, you can click on Student Family Information Form. This is what's due on Friday. And I actually have the form just embedded in this site. You can just do it right here and hit submit. And then under here are the maternity leave videos. If you just click on maternity leave videos, I have a rough calendar that outlines the entire first 9 weeks, when all your quizzes and tests are due and all of that. And then if you click first day of school, that's going to take you to today's video. I'm going to go ahead and click on Unit 1, and it has a link and an embedded video for each video lesson that falls within that chapter. Again, you are not responsible for watching these outside of class. This is what's going to be played in class. So on August 31st, this is the lesson that's going to be played. Okay, on September 1st, this is the lesson that's going to be played. This way, if you're absent, you could go on here and see what video is being played that day, and then you come to class not having missed a beat. Okay, and I have the entire 9 weeks up here already. I don't necessarily recommend that you work ahead. I don't think there's going to be any benefit to that, but you certainly can go back and watch old videos. All right, so again, welcome to AP Calculus BC. Just some to-dos. This should be your to-do list for my class right now. The summer assignment is due tomorrow. Here again is that website that I just showed you that has all of the videos hosted. You need to join the Edmodo group, and you need to fill out the student family information form by Friday.